Joe here. Welcome to another retro ranking, and today we're doing one of the bad songs retro rankings. And today the band in the chair is Iron Maiden. I love Iron Maiden. I've been a fan since day one. But over the years they have put 15 tracks out that I just don't like. So let's delve into from the best of the worst to the worst of the worst. 15 songs. So coming in at number 15, we go back to the Fear of the Dark album from 1992, and the track Weekend Warrior. It's certainly a bad track, but it's not as bad as some of the others. One of the bizarre things in this, you've got 1 minute you got Bruce singing okay, and then it sounds like he's swallowed a bottle of meths and swallowed a light bulb as well. I don't know what's going on there. It's definitely one of the weaker tracks off the Fear of the Dark album. Okay, number 14, 1983 now, to the Peace of Mind album. Yes, people go, why have we got a track off here? But it's Sun and Steel. I've always thought this is a filler track. It seems like just a variation of the Flight of Icarus. Especially the chorus. It just sounds too much like Flight of Icarus. And you can sing the words to that within this song. So I've never liked this track. Okay, at number 13, we dive back to 1980. Paul Di'Anno, Dennis Stratton. It's the B-side of Women in Uniform, Invasion. Now, this is a bit of a crash, bang, wallop, out of time, awful vocal from Paul Di'Anno. No one seems to be in the groove. It's all over the place. It's probably one of the worst songs from the early days. I just don't like it. Okay then, coming in at number 12, this is from 1986, and it's the B-side of Wasted Years, and it's Reach Out, which actually goes down as a cover to the entire population of Hackney. Now, this is one of these songs. It's written by Dave Cowell, who was with Samsung, and there were sort of a bish bash of people on here. Bruce plays on it, and Adrian. They used to go and do pub gigs, and the songs Reach Out. Shocking song, guitar synths, and now I've heard of the live version of. There is copies of it on YouTube, and it's much better as just a guitar. But why do they have to do the synth things? It's a good vocal from Adrian, but the rest of it is pretty shocking. Okay, number 11, 1995. Bruce has left. Adrian's no longer with the band. In comes Blaze Bailey. X Factor and the Blood on the World's Hands. This is the start of where Steve Harris thought it'd be a good idea to start doing long bass intros. Not one of his best ideas. It plods along, and the vocal is awful. Absolutely shocking. It's just not a very good song. Okay, coming in at number 10, this is going to be a shock to a lot of people. It's 1981 and the brilliant album Killers, but there's one song on here that I just don't get on with as much as the others. And when you listen to it, it doesn't really fit on this album. It doesn't fit to them. It's Prodigal Son. It's a bit wishy-washy for Iron Maiden. Nice song, don't get me wrong, it's a nice song, but it certainly shouldn't be done by Iron Maiden. I think they could have put something else on there. There was plenty of stuff in the catalogue that should have ended up on this album. This should have just been put on the B-side. Okay then, number 9. 2010's The Final Frontier, an album full of long, boring intros, and it's the song Alchemist. Doesn't go anywhere. It's rehashed bits from other songs. There's little bits of Tail Gunner in there. It's too fast. Bruce seems like he's playing catch up on the vocals. Not very good. Okay, number 8. We go to 1982 now, and the Number of the Beast album, and it's the dreaded Gangland. You speak to half decent Maiden fans, and the song they say that should have been on this album that was never on this album, and that's Total Eclipse, which is a far superior song than this garbage. It's just a sort of 100-mile-an-hour drumming from Clive Burr, a little bit of taking guitars from The Prisoner and calling it Gangland. Yeah, not very good, is it? Okay then, number 7. Go back to the X Factor now, from 1995. And probably the dullest track on the album, 2 AM. It meanders. Doesn't go anywhere. But there is one saving grace on this song, and that's Nico's drumming. That's all I'll say. I don't mind the drums from Nico Yole on here, but the rest of the song is terrible. Okay, number 6. 1990 now. The first album without Adrian. First one with Yannick. 1990's No Prayer of the Dying, and the song is The Assassin. Very weak track this is. Very tinny. Horrible vocal from Bruce. There's too much going on here, and his voice is absolutely shot to bits. By 1990, Bruce's voice was just horrible, and even he admits to it. So yeah, not a very good song. Okay, coming in number 5, we go to one of my favourite albums, Somewhere in Time, from 1986, but the track Deja Vu. Yeah, the drumming is terrible. It sounds very amateurish from Nick. What's going on? Synth keyboards and terrible vocals. Oh, God. Go away. Skip on to the next track. Okay, coming in at number 4. Go back to No Prayer for the Dying from 1990. Public Enema number 1. Yeah, it is Public Enema number 1. It's just the worst track on the album. Boring. Bruce is screeching, not singing. It just doesn't add up for me. Okay, top 3. Now this is the cream de la cream of Iron Maiden naffness. 1998, the Virtual 11 album. Lightning Strikes Twice. That repeating riff. Oh, it's so monotonous, and Blaze's vocal is so off key. It's a very poor track from a very, very poor album. Yes, we'll move on. Okay, number 2. We go back to the Peace of Mind album. People be pulling their hair out, but it's a good reason. It's Quest for Fire. Oh, what a silly song this is. Stupid lyrics. Probably one of Bruce's low points of being in Iron Maiden, singing this pile of muck. If it weren't for This and Son of Steel, I think that Peace of Mind would probably be my favourite album of all time, but it by Iron Maiden. But these Son of Steel, this just let it down. Every other track is just classic, solid, brilliant Iron Maiden, but this certainly not. Awful. But one track beats that. We go back to Virtual 11. And this was released as a single as well. Why? I don't know. And for some reason, it got to number 18 in the charts. and it's The Angel and the Gambler. Oh, terrible keyboard, terrible singing, and the repeated line was, "Don't you think I'm a stranger?" 27 times. Dull, boring. Don't you think I'm a stranger? Oh, for God's sakes. Get on with it. Awful track. It is the worst track ever recorded by Iron Maiden. And if you think there's a glowing light, the recycling, so got a bit of a disco light. Okay, that's all for this one, but I will be back. And as soon as that lorry goes, I'll be doing a birthday top 10 for my friend Abby. It's a birthday today, and we'll be looking at the US top 10 on the day she was born, because we did a UK last year. So it's the 21st of November 1995. So join me for that later. Bye for now.